everything gets boring, and so people may be bored and want something new to see. But in this sense, museums have offered different possibilities to engage.
Wonderful. Actually, they're not only, just to for the children engagement or enjoyment. I was thinking also to preserve that intangible heritage, because I remember, for example, some of the stories that my mother used to telling me, but I don't think so. Some of them, would not exist. I am not talking about the existence. Of course, they are in the, maybe books or something like that. But to pass this heritage generation by generation, it is very important. So
yes, maybe this was also their goal. So to preserve and to pass these stories to this young generation.
Yeah. Okay, so I think at the same time we have talked about the responses that museums did during this time in Albania, and how do you think are the museums mostly financially managing by government in Albania? And what about the situation of the private museums there?
This is a good question, because in this way I can give you some museum landscape organization in Albania as well. Well, we have mostly Albanian museums are managed by government, and also in this sense, let's say that museum staff is also being paid by government during this closure. We have also some private museums, but I am of the opinion that as they are or as they work privately, also working as galleries in the sense, of course, that for them it's not easy. I suppose it's not easy to manage all the situations, but we don't have so much private museums in Albania, to say the truth. And even those museums that are already now, I think that they are managed by owners, or maybe they are open occasionally, so not opened as other museums are open. But to say the financial, actually, what I'm concerned mostly, maybe this might be one of your interest also, it's not the situation now, because for now I know that museum staff is okay, because they are a little bit more tranquilized, because they already are paid. But what is more problematic, I'm in the sense, might be the after, because the after opening of when we will open to open doors after the pandemic, because for 2 months a little bit the museums has been closed, no visitors inside, no programs inside, so everything has stopped. What will be a problem is how to engage the tourists, because mostly the museums in Albania are also cultural destinations. So most of their incomes come from foreign tourists. So in the sense, and this is not just for Albania, but I think for all the museums, but speaking for Albania, speaking for a small country, the incomes from tourists, foreign tourists, means a lot. And my concern is how to make more engaged, how to engage the Albanian visitors after the pandemic to come to museum, to visit the museums, and to let's say to give more life to those museums that have been closed for two months. So this will be an issue after the pandemics. And to add to this, just a brief information. In November, last November, we had an earthquake in Albania, especially in my town. And after a month, it was from the government came out with a new, let's say, idea to increase the tickets of the entrance in the museums. But because for the supporting, let's say, the people's all the destruction of this earthquake. But in my opinion, increasing the tickets, and now with this pandemic, it will be impossible that people re-enter in the museums, although they might have all the distance or the interest to enter, but increasing the tickets, it's not, in my opinion, a good idea to make more accessible these museums. So, and this might damage more the museums. Yes.
You are definitely right. I was thinking that first of all, people having the fear of traveling, maybe, and then fear of being in I mean, in the places such as museums, because they were thinking, as many people are going there, I might not go there, you know, for just to be preventing. So and about the increasing the price of the ticket, I don't think so. That would be a good strategy also, especially after this pandemic, because it would be too much loss for the museums. First of all, they have to, I think, start from the beginning after this pandemic. Okay, I think if someone has a comment here that this pandemic shall also hamper the existence of museum. Okay. Okay. It was, I don't know. Do you have any
fear of traveling, fear of going to museum, to go into public places? Yeah, I can say something about the pandemics here in the situation of the pandemics here in Albania until now. To say the truth, although all the fear that people had in the beginning, from what I have heard, also from the television, and also from let's say from the sanitized institutions in Albania, we don't have a huge number of lots of death of people. So we are at about 31 maybe. So we had a lot of fear, but I think that I don't know how is the situation in your country or in other countries. I have heard a little bit, but I don't know from in person how is the situation. We in Albania are moving smoothly to open a little bit institutions or to open public spaces, although the fear might exist. We don't know yet how it would be for the museums, because till now we don't have notification from the government how it will be. But I think that also for the fear, people want to travel. to see, to go, and to explore. And although there are the restrictions, people want to live their life as they previously did it. So they want, but museums have to be prepared, of course, in the best manner to accept and to make this more accessible, their places, to offer the culture for people who want to enjoy the culture. But it's not easy. But we are hoping to get smoothing to the opening every institution, cultural institutions.
Actually, I would like to answer that comment about the hampering of the museum existence. The thing is that museums and art, as far as I know, is the kind of solution for these days, for us, especially for mental health or well-being, that they are teaching us that it is not going to be safe for a long time. I mean, when I am saying long time, maybe 1 year, but maybe we have to adapt ourselves for some time. But as we passed many other diseases or viruses during the existence of the humans, so I think in even less than 15 years, we would see that those arts that made during this time, and it is going to be the part of history, as we are seeing it now. The arts during other disease before. As far as I know, even there is a first museum of COVID art. It is obviously cyber museum, but it is trying also to share hope during this pandemic through the artworks of the people, or they are sharing a link that you can attach or send them your artworks. And I think that would be a good source for all of us after this pandemic. Okay, what strategy should museums employ after the pandemic gets over?
Well, I have been searching for an answer. Not only me, but a lot of museums, curators, professionals around Europe. And after the chat talk with you, I have another webinar with the museums in America. And for at least 2 months, I have been. They have been talking how museums shall respond, or what strategies they have to employ for their museums. Of course, that this depends. Everyone should speak from its counterpart and from their let's say, how the situation is in their country. And in this sense, I think they have to also adapt the new strategies for people who want to visit. As I said before, Albanian museums are mostly engaged with foreign tourists, and of course, for this year, as all the borders are closed, Albanian museum will suffer from this sense. And of course, they have to learn from each other. I have heard that some museums has also been closed. Some museums in Netherlands, for instance, are closed. Some others are suggesting to not enter too many people inside. And also, guided tours in the museum shouldn't be much more than 5 persons. So I think, in the sense, we have to learn from and to see from each other